The All Progressives Congress, the ruling political party in Nigeria, the All Progressives Congress, APC, would seem to have paid some mass media and social media commentators to be monitoring what people are saying and to be countering them. That is the case with what Peter Obi said about single term of 5 years. Whereas Peter Obi said he is more than willing to spend a single term of 4 years, but that a single term of 5 years is good for Nigeria as in South Korea. By the way, South Korea is a relatively developed country compared with Nigeria. Besides, my followers know that for some time I have been clamoring for a single term of 5 years. Not because of Peter Obi, but because we have come to see, I don't know whether you have seen it, but certainly I will not be the only one who has come to see that second term is reserved for corruption and for implementation of agendas that could not be implemented by someone looking for second term. And that once they get the second term, they feel free to perpetrate the worst form of corruption and misrule. As I call it, implementation of agendas that could not be implemented by someone looking for second term. But after they attain second term, if you look at the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari, that was what happened. His second year, particularly the last 2 years, were more brutal than his first term. Second term was when fuel price went up outrageously, and he claimed to be redesigning the naira, gulping untold amount of money, and only to end up recoloring the naira, changing the color of the naira, and not redesigning the naira. And you ask, even what led to the need to redesign the naira? We were not told. Just an excuse to embezzle untold amount of money. And look at the amount of hardship Nigerians were subjected to in the name of redesigning the naira. So, what is the benefit of second term other than worst form of corruption and implementation of agendas that could not be implemented by anybody looking for second term? That was the case in Oyo State, where Seyi Makinde, in his first term, would not yield to crowning chiefs as kings. But in his second term, he has nothing else at stake, so he started crowning. He descended to accepting to be legitimizing crowning of chiefs as kings. To give but just one example, and saying government will buy vigilance aircraft and bogus projects that he never contemplated in his first term. Things like that. Check any second term, compare it with first term, and tell me which government has done better in the second term than in the first term. Because it's supposed to be an opportunity to build on what you did. But it doesn't happen that way at all. It's opportunity to commit atrocities that you could not commit in the first term because you are looking for second term. And that is what Peter Obi was saying, and not that he himself will spend a single term of 5 years. No, he said the constitution gives him 4 years and that is what he is going to spend. But that it is good if Nigerians can adopt 5 years of single term. I've always used the vice chancellorship as a reference point, that in Nigeria a vice chancellor spends 5 years for the rest of life, no more, except if in another university. So it should be like that for our elected officers. They spend 5 single term, no second term, for doing the unexpected. That is just the message. So quoting Peter Obi out of context is sheer dishonesty and playing to the gallery of the All Progressives Congress, retrogressing Nigeria since 2015 till date 2025, and without any prospect of improvement 2015 to 2025. But going from bad to worse, adding S-men terrorism to the war against Boko Haram Muslim community, and now declaring all subsidies gone, and paying workers pittance and sinking Nigeria in debts, claiming to be transferring funds to indigent households, anonymous indigent households.